Mr. Fischer. Mr. Fischer comes from the Connected Motorcycle Consortium and will talk us about connected motorcycles. So please, the floor is yours.
Yeah, first of all, thank you to the organizer, and in particular to DGT, to give the industry the chance to talk about future technologies. Now, in CMC, our slogan is Together for Rider Safety. But wait a minute. It's more than a slogan. Just imagine, back in 2015, so almost 8 years ago, 3 companies, Honda, BMW, and Yamaha, were sitting around a table saying, let's put competition aside for a moment. What can we do to increase motorcycle safety? And one of the key technologies we were looking at that time was connectivity. And it became soon clear for every one of us that it does not make sense that every one of us produces a silo solution, because the bikes need to communicate to each other. They need to communicate to cars, to trucks, to the infrastructure. So what we need from an industry point of view is a solution that has common standards so that the bikes can talk to each other and everyone else. So Together for Rider Safety is not a slogan. That's what we are doing. Now, I will explain you in a few minutes what we've done in the last 8 years. We had several phases. And in the meantime, the consortium has grown. We have other manufacturers been joining. We have researchers in the consortium. We have suppliers and engineering providers in the consortium. And you may be surprised if you hear it later. We've done much more than looking at connectivity. But before I do so, let me just show you a brief video that explains how the consortium works today.
The Connected Motorcycle Consortium is a collaboration between manufacturers, suppliers, researchers, and associations to make powered two-wheelers part of the future connected mobility. CMC is a non-profit organization established by key motorcycle makers with the unilateral goal to improve motorcycle rider safety and comfort. Motorcycles are often not seen or recognized by other vehicle drivers. The catchphrase, digital conspicuity, describes recognition of PTW by means of exchanging messages to make the other vehicle drivers aware of motorcycles in the vicinity. Based on in-depth accident research, CMC has defined most relevant scenarios where motorcycle riders are overseen by other drivers. CMC has developed CITS applications and scrutinized advanced driver assistance systems in cars to mitigate such critical situations. Autonomous emergency braking, AEB, features as part of advanced driver assistance systems have been in series production for about 10 years. These systems are based on state-of-the-art sensors and additional information like map data. AEB functions are capable to avoid or mitigate collisions through warnings and automatic brake interventions. Due to current legal regulations, every series-produced car is equipped with advanced driver assistance systems and AEB systems. Therefore, this technology has a major impact on improving motorcycle safety. CITS stands for Cooperative Intelligent Transport Systems. This technology enables information exchange and collaboration between vehicles, infrastructure, and other road users.
Oncoming motorcycle.
Through the use of wireless communication, vehicles and infrastructure can exchange information in real time. This means, for example, that dangerous situations can be recognized early on. Both systems actively support road safety between motorcycles and other road users.
So the video showed some of the demonstration we've done last year. We invited industry stakeholders and we showed these use cases. But let me go on. I was talking about 8 years. Now, 8 years is a long time, and you can ask, why do you need 8 years to develop or set standards for connectivity? We've concentrated on connectivity in the first phase from 2016 to 2020. where we looked at what are the most critical scenarios, and Adriano was just mentioning them as well. That's left turn and that's the crossing. They produce most of the accidents in collisions. So we looked at that, we set the functional requirements for the system, and we actually published what we call basic system in 2020, which describes the motorcycle system in a basic way. A lot of that also was aligned with the car industry. We are active in the car-to-car communication consortium, where we talk to car manufacturers and where we point out the differences between cars and motorcycles in terms of connectivity. So that was the first phase. In the second phase, from 21 to 23, we actually did this live demo, but we also started to look at ADAS systems in cars. And you can see that over there, there's this funny looking motorcycle. That's actually the motorcycle target for cars to recognize. So we have taken this on board at CMC, looking at the systems, assessing how they work, what we can do from an industry point of view, motorcycle industry point of view, to improve the recognition of motorcycles in these ADAS systems. And furthermore, we have done more in-depth accident studies because we realized in the first phase that developing a system without deeply understanding how accidents happen will not be successful, will not serve the purpose. So for the first time ever, I think, we have looked at hundreds of accidents using the German GIDAS database and trying to understand during a certain accident scenario what happened at every second and at what point in time a connectivity or warning system would be able to avoid the accident. This was a lot of work, but we felt it's necessary to go into accidentology rather than only developing technical systems in order to tailor the motorcycle systems. And furthermore, we realized, the rider is part of a motorcycle. It's the upper half of the bike. And we looked at rider reaction. How do riders react on warnings? How do they perceive certain situations and so forth? So as I said in the beginning, it's much more than just developing a connectivity system. Now we are in the third phase. We do more basic research. We're intensively continuing looking at ADAS systems, and we are looking at more a global scale to make sure that the German data is comparable to other countries. We've done that already in Italy, France, and Spain. And we've seen that it's comparable. We've looked at US, and we are now looking at Japan data. You know this slide, and in view of the limited time, I would just go on. So motorcycle accidents have not gone down like car accidents, but we hope with means of connectivity we can improve that. The main factor for the motorcycle accidents is that the car driver doesn't see the motorcycle. And also Adriano mentioned that about 70% of the collision accidents are because the car driver doesn't see the motorcycle. So that's this situation. Sorry, mate, I didn't see you. To avoid that, if we have a warning in the car that tells the car driver where the motorcycle is and that there's a dangerous situation upcoming, we feel that we can reduce a lot of fatalities and we can mitigate a lot of accidents. This is a short glimpse on the accident analysis. It just repeats what I said. Crossing traffic, longitudinal traffic to a certain degree, but lane change and left turn are the main problems. The blue color shows the involvement of the car driver in the accident. You can see in crossing and particular left turn, the blue color is quite big. And that is the typical situation where the car driver doesn't see the motorcycle. I've also, in view of time, I won't go through the whole slide. I already said we look at ITS and ADAS at the same time. And what we found in our tests and studies is that ITS is ideal for early notification because the system will realize if a motorcycle is like 300 meters away, the system already gets gets a notice and can then show a warning if it comes to a point where an accident is likely. And then you can show a warning in the car. Of course, also in a motorcycle, if it's motorcycle to motorcycle. And the ADAS system will be very good if the driver doesn't react. And you've seen this in the video. You know, the bike comes, the car driver doesn't react, but the car can brake because of the ADAS systems in the car. These were the scenarios we have been looking at. I think no need to go through in details. They are self-explanatory. It's the typical crossing and, oh, I need to hurry up now. The typical crossing and left turn situation, but also we found lane change situations quite dangerous, particularly when a bike comes from the rear and the car wants to turn left and the car driver doesn't see the motorcycle coming on. Well, yeah, I'm already through. This is the current membership. So you see we have a couple of motorcycle companies there and so forth. So thank you for your attention. If you have any question, we can catch up later. I've brought along a prototype with all the electronic equipment. It's an experimental vehicle which we use for testing. And please bear in mind, if it comes into production, of course, we will not have a top case full of electronics. The system will be about this size. But this vehicle is to exchange components, to try new software and try out different components and see what works best. That's the reason for this. And again, if you have any question, happy to answer. Thank you.